Yeah.
Well, no, the process, the best part about the whole thing was me and my father-in-law were talking, and we were like, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll go see a Tesla
Look
on
at TJ making
Thursday.
the money.
It took 2 seconds. Oh, I want to go see the car. Put a time in, which type of car that I wanted. Went to it. The experience was great. The guy was great. He's like, here's the card. Let me give you some basic things on what you have to do. We drove it around. It was a really good experience. The only thing that I would say was a negative is there's just so many people. There's so many fucking people trying to do that. So I sometimes felt a little bit overwhelmed,
You don't
with
think they have
how
a
much
demand
demand.
issue?
Did you see their service
Yeah.
center, by the way?
I didn't. It was closed. It was closed.
Oh, Sunday.
So,
It's Sunday?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was closed. But essentially the car
A
was
mechanic that's closed Sunday?
yeah.
I've never heard of this, actually. It's just kind of messed up.
the car was amazing. The drive was amazing.
How did you feel about there's not a brake pedal on a Tesla? How'd you feel?
There
about
is a
that?
brake
Of
pedal.
course there's a
There
brake
No,
is.
when I
pedal.
drove Vitaly's car, I mean, there's a brake pedal, but
You
know,
don't
on a
have to
gas
use
car,
it. You don't have
You
to
don't
use
have to use it, but it's there.
That was really weird. It was jittery when I was driving it because I was like, usually you have to press the brake lightly once you take your foot off the gas. But on a Tesla, as soon as you put your foot off the gas, it just stops.
But it slows down. The regen kicks in, but you can
So-
control it.
But it does it pretty quickly.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
That part kind of felt a little freaky because I didn't drive. It was my
See?
father-in-law that
See?
drove. But it was literally like the guy said, like, look, the brakes, you'll have to replace them after 180,000 miles. And that's like, wait a second, what? On a
Nice.
normal car, you're going to replace how many times? Like at least every 50,000 miles, I would
Probably
think.
less
Brake
than that.
pads,
Less than that,
you
man.
know, depends on your use
20,000.
cases.
I'm probably
yeah,
around 20,000 or so.
Yeah. So that's
15,000.
like the total cost of ownership on an EV is just so much better. Like I did the math. I spoke to the guy about like what the rate of charging was from home at Georgia. And it was like literally 20, 30 bucks a month. And it's like, wait, what? Like if you charge off peak and you're driving maybe 1,800 miles a month, you're looking at $30, $40. And me and my wife were calculating, and she's probably spends like close to $400 a month in gas. So it's like, wait,
How much?
This is-
What's
yeah.
the rate of charging? You know your cost, kilowatt hours.
I
per
think it's like
kilowatt hour?
6 cents. I think it's 6 cents overnight.
That's no way.
So yeah, you would
That's
pay. I'll
way
tell
too
you, to
cheap.
fill up the Tesla is around $5 for you.
Wow.
It's around.
if
It's around
you
10
really
for me.
are getting 6 kilowatt, if you're really paying
6 cents.
6 cents
You're around
per
$5
kilowatt hour,
The whole tank, 300 miles.
the battery is 75 kilowatts, right? And you're only charging from say 20% to 70 to 80%. So you figure the most you're putting in the battery is 55 to 60 kilowatt hours per charge. At 6 cents, it's a cup. Okay, a cup of coffee that you buy while you wait for it to charge will cost you more than what it's costing you to charge the vehicle.
Here, I just did the math. It's $3.75. The whole tank.
Right. It's either that or you could sponsor a child in Ethiopia for 5 cents.
So
For
Hold on,
$3.
real quick, Chris, before you share your screen, let me just do two things. One, Tam Tran, thank you for the $5 super chat. Means a lot for my brother, Tony TT. Thanks to you for wisdom.
Yeah.
And TJ, thanks for the super chat. Thanks to Enphase Research. Sold 3 puts last week, selling another 7 this week. We will keep selling puts on Enphase until we acquire the shares, plus the CEO of Stanford Ties. Wife likes that.
Very smart.
And thank you for 440 people being here. We have hit 400.
I've been selling puts since it was $200. I mean, recently I've sold puts before, like even at 100, 130, but I've never got those shares. So I'm looking forward to the day when I get some of these shares.
You got to set the strike price so like ridiculous where you know you'll get them. You know?
Well, at
So
$200, they paid me $50 a share, so it has to hit 150, and it hit
5,000 in
152.
premium.
Right, and never.
So I was
That's
like,
funny.
I don't care if I get it. If I get it, I get it. Big deal. But nope, no shares right now.
Well, look
So
at that.
for-
Yeah, you're right. 7 cents per kilo. That's so
Yeah, for-
cheap.
look at this for
Oh
Georgia
my
Power.
God.
It's 1 penny per kilowatt hour for super off peak, which is 7 p.m. to 7
No,
p.m.
11
to 7
p.m. to
a.m.
7. So basically, yes.
Yeah.
That is so
Penny.
cheap.
Yeah. And then
That's cheap,
off
man.
peak during this. I'm telling you, look how cheap it is, right? So you just have to sign up for the program
my
and
God.
basically you're driving for free at this point, you know.
Yeah, the 440 people, I brought them with me. You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, Carlos, we
You know
were
who's
at like
support-
3
Carlos, share your-
before you
share
came.
your Tesla
booing this
referral link.
channel, you know. Speaking
Carry-
of which,
share
we
your
should,
test- yeah.
we should let them know, Chris. We should do the test and see about this about streaming tomorrow, the Apple event. I have a feeling we're going to get on at 10 or 10 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to still be 2 hours before they announce the headset. So,
We may have to do it on Amit's channel because I remember when I first signed up to YouTube,
shit,
you had
yeah,
to
they're not
you
gonna-
had to wait 24 hours. So I didn't. We didn't
Why don't
do
you
it
just
yet
use
for Finance
StreamYard,
Junkies.
Carlos? I don't understand.
no, it's about streaming to the new Finance Junkies
Yeah.
channel. It's not about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Well, if it,
You
look,
can do
worst
it on
case
Premium
scenario,
Finance, too.
Amit could
Yeah.
set it up, but then Amit, how are you going to get your fix? Like you can't stream to
No, you
same. Can you?
I'm gonna stream anytime, all day.
no,
every day.
I might be busy tomorrow. You guys can stream. I just won't be there. That's fine. You can still
Yeah.
use. I'll set it up and you join, and then I'll.
yeah,
leave.
you guys can collect
Okay.
super chats for me all day long.
You can either do it on
Well,
freelance
collect
finance
the
or my
super chat
channel.
for
It's up to
Amit.
you guys.
Yeah.
All right, we've got someone in the back who is here to ask a question. I'm putting the link to ask questions in the chat. Wong.
Oh, he's back.
I'm telling you,
You're
we have a
back.
rotation of like 4 people.
I know this is a little ridiculous. It's basically like we gotta just
So-
call somebody out. Johnny
so-
boy, get on the thing. Come on,
Ask
Johnny
a
boy.
question
Yeah,
live.
Johnny, why don't you get
Jorge
on live,
Rubio.
man?
Jorge Rubio says he's so bullish on Tesla. Tell me why you're bullish. Invisible voices. Have a visible face.
You guys don't
Come on.
understand. We need you.
What's going
so if
on,
you don't come
man?
live, we
What's going on?
can't
We're calling
survive.
you out, man.
But
Jack
Wong, we're
Convicted.
happy you're
What's
here.
up?
Don't worry, the next caller is my mom. So-
Okay.
All right,
So
what's up,
I guess I'm not sure if you guys talked about this before, but is there anything important in due diligence that helped you guys improve your performance? Like, have you done anything in your due diligence that you think should be important for retail traders?
I'm gonna limit this to
Mature-
5 minutes, so we move on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Learn about maturity walls. Learn about maturity
Is
walls.
that like a
Maturity
brick wall
walls.
or something?
Yes, they're brick walls that are made of maturity.
I want to say,
So,
Wong, you have a better brick wall than
No, he
our
doesn't. No, he
host.
doesn't. You think his
Oh,
brick
yeah,
wall
it's
is more
totally
real
real.
than mine?
It's totally real.
His hand is blending into the brick wall, and you're
I
thinking,
just got out of Mario Brothers, and it looked like
Oh
I
my
literally
gosh.
wanted to punch the.
wow, you guys are ridiculous, bro.
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
man.
All right, go ahead,
So-
Chris.
I'll quickly explain what a maturity wall is. You know, all businesses have some level of debt. Some businesses have more debt than others because of just how their capital is allocated. So sometimes what happens is you have a lot of debt that's becoming due in a certain period of time. So if the company is smart, what they do is they layer their debt so that you don't have a lot of debt coming right away. You know, every year you have a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but sometimes they go a little bit too crazy with their capital in previous CEO, and now you have a debt, like a wall of debt coming. So it's almost like in 2023, some companies have so much debt that's incoming. The rates in 2022 and 2021 were super cheap. They were like 1%, 2%, 3%. So they were paying on a corporate side maybe 4% or 5% on their corporate debt. But if you have a debt maturity wall in 2025 where you have to refinance, let's say $20 billion, and now you have to pay 8% to 10% on that corporate debt, that is going to kill your margins and kill your profitability, in which case now your stock is going to tank. So that's one of those things that if you just go to like the SEC filings for the company, you can actually see where the debt is and where it matures and how they're dealing with that debt maturity, which I don't think a lot of retail investors do. But that's a really key thing that people should learn how to do, which is look at the debt of a company and see how it is. It may look nice, like, oh yeah, they're paying their debt, it's fine, their liabilities, their assets, it's perfect. But the minute you look at that debt maturity wall and the cost of having to refinance, it might tanking their business. You want to get out early before that wall comes.
That's good. I don't think a lot of people talk about that. That's good.
Yeah, I have no idea about
Check
that.
and honestly, check the insider information as well. I always try to get in there and see what the insiders are doing.
I mean, it's strictly about just picking your 5 horses and doing as much work on them over a long period of time. Like I'm still buying Enphase, and the first time I bought it was $20. So, and Tesla too. The first time I bought that was a $40 billion market cap, and now it's, I don't know, 600 billion. And I'm still sort of DCAing, not every day, but so my point is this belief in the company doesn't come in a day. So some people go all in right away. I actually don't believe in that. You just buy it over time, and if you do enough research, you do enough homework, you believe in the narrative, and if you have 5 of those narratives, hopefully one of them hits. Like you don't need all 5 to win. That's what I keep going back to. You just need one of them.
Okay. Sounds good, Wong. Thank you again for joining.
Yo, thank you guys.
All right. We have no one else in the back, so I think the The
Well,
last
Unity.
segment.
I do want to talk about Unity
You
just
want
for a
to do
second.
Unity?
Just
real quick?
asking,
Okay,
hey
I
guys,
was gonna do
thoughts on
another
Unity.
topic as well. All right, go ahead.
Uh,
Unity.
I think it's one of the stocks in the market that is not being priced in terms of their AI, because they do have a cloud thing that's happening. I think it's called Barracuda or something, where all of this content that NVIDIA showed off too, they're working on creating stories and characters and narratives all in the background using LLMs. So they're going to have a massive play in this AI space. And I don't think anybody's actually paying attention to
I'll tell
Unity doing
you,
that.
Unity is going to program 90% of the games that are going to be on Apple's iPad.
Exactly. That's the other thing.
Like as soon as that thing's on,
all
all
of them,
games,
all
they're not,
VR.
yeah, well, all VR, but there are like, there's tiers to this, right? Like, and like higher end games are probably not going to be on the Apple headset. That's
Yeah.
going to be strictly a what you call it,
Well,
a Quest
PCs.
thing.
Those are usually PCs or Xbox 360s.
PCs,
or
yeah,
Xbox
high end
Ones or
PCs that can
whatever.
handle that. Those are like the real deep gamers that want like high frame rate, super high resolution, right. But that's not what Apple's going to be going for. So Unity's market space is about to explode once Apple announces a developer kit for that.
I think Unity is a big beneficiary that I'd be shocked if we stick around this $30 for let's say at least another year. I'm pretty sure people are gonna realize what's up with Unity at some point.